Nash, but we're back again. Last week I made a few videos on Snowflake's Cortex Code, and that was mainly around creating synthetic banking data, creating the tables, loading those tables, and then ultimately building a risk model for my customers who perhaps may be defaulting on their loans. And I wanted to take that a little further today and kind of still keep pushing on Cortex Code and see what we can do. So as last time, this is a one-shot. I haven't tried this yet. We just want to see how it goes. But as you can see, I have this DSO schema with a bunch of tables loaded. And DSOs are just dental support organizations. So this is for, dentist office, things like that. And I have all of these tables over here around like appointments, brands, carriers, dates, dim patient, dim employee. I've got a lot of stuff. And essentially what I'm going to come over and ask Cortex to do is just say, using DSO Mart, build me a dashboard that highlights KPIs I should be interested in as a dental organization. And we're just going to kind of see what happens here. So first and foremost, it is checking out this schema to see what we've got available with Horizon Catalog, which is always a good first start. I think having Snowflake kind of go out and actually see what is going on before it just dives into it is really good. So now we can see it's actually kind of checking out the table structures of a lot of these tables that it's seen over here. And let's just see what it comes up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tables, maybe more, but the ones that I can see at least are 8. Okay, so now it's saying I've created that dashboard with the key KPIs to deploy. Go to workspace. So here are the KPIs that included net production, and then it tells you what it is: revenue minus core financial health, gross production, appointment metrics. There's new patient KPIs, case acceptance rate, and some visualizations and some filters. I was kind of hoping it would be able to just open up the Streamlit app like this and, put everything in there and build for you. I guess, again, if you did this a second time, you could have a Streamlit app open, and I'm sure it would probably just write that Python right into the window for you, similar to how it does with a SQL worksheet or a Python notebook. But let's see what we got here. Okay, so here's where we can just continue. My metrics are getting no values returned. So let's see what it says here. Okay, so it said that it just made a issue in syntax. I still find it hard to believe that there's no data coming back at all, though. But we'll follow along. We'll play along here. Added some coalesce. Okay, so let's take it. Try it again. Okay, so we're still getting 0. Let's just ignore our where clause right now, and let's just try to run this and see if we get anything back. So we are getting some stuff back. So it's probably this last 30 days, I'm guessing. I'm not sure what the date range is. Okay, so we are getting some for our appointments. Let's go back to our... Actually, we're going to use Cortex. Look into the appointments and date tables and tell me the time range. I think the time period filter is causing no data. Yes, we've only got 2 years of data from 24 and 25, so essentially, we're not picking any of this up. Yeah, so let's just say insert the first option. And we'll just grab from our SQL, we'll grab the first thing here. Okay, so now we have got some data, which is great, but it still shows our production. So net and gross production are still 0. So now we're going to send it on a little exploration for why these two are 0. And this is nice because I could spend time running SQL, you know, all morning long to get to the point here, but I could just have my little virtual data analyst do that for me, and it came back and said, well, procedure status is null for all rows, so there is no such thing as a complete. So we're just going to get rid of that filter with all of them. Okay, so we're removing that from all 4. Insert into larger pie. So I, as Claude and GPT and all these love to do, they just want to give you that snippet that they've worked on. They're like, yeah, now go fix your code. And I'm lazy, so I say, no, you go fix my code. I don't want to have to be responsible for finding out where that's at and maybe missing a parentheses or missing a quote or something like that. So when possible, I just make it go back and do all of that itself. So now we'll take that again. And we will run it and see what we got. Perfect. Okay. That obviously, this doesn't have to be production grade. This was just something I spun up really quick, but you can see with just a simple prompt, and then I had some data issues myself, but a simple prompt, I have a Streamlit dashboard deployed, and I can see some KPIs that I didn't even tell it I was interested in, but it just knew. I got appointments, how many new patients, the monthly production. I came up with all these visuals for me, practice performance comparison, all of this different stuff here across different practices. Honestly, pretty nice. And then, if you really wanted to, for some reason, you could say, make monthly production trend a horizontal bar and make appointment status a dual axis with a line and pick a metric. So I'm going to be a little bit vague here. I did give it the instructions to make monthly production in a horizontal bar, just as a kind of an easy one. Let's see if they can do a dual axis as well. Okay, we've got that horizontal now. And we've got this dual axis, which it doesn't look like there's a huge correlation, obviously, but it did do it. Did throw 2 axes. So not knowing my data that well, this was something that I wanted to do. Now let me find some hex codes here. Let's do, let's see, March Madness just kicked off. And I'm actually a Ohio Bobcat. They're not in the tournament, but let's just see. Ohio University hex codes. Okay. So we're going to pretend that my poor Bobcats actually made it into the tournament. But let's just give all this to Snowflake. Say, my colors are such. Update. See what we get here. I think really what this is getting at is, we've heard it time and time again that BI is undergoing a change right now with the advent and explosion of artificial intelligence. And you can kind of see that a little bit where, no more necessarily do you have to have a Tableau dashboard or Power BI necessarily. You can spin up something super quick right here within Cortex Code, right on top of your data, and you can share this around with colleagues. You can put it in a deck if you wanted to. Now, obviously, there's still place for BI. I think right now there's security concerns, there's cool functionality, there's things you can just do in it that you might be interested in still, but you never know. So we can see now it did update the primary color to be this Cutler green, and the accent color, as you can see, a little bit of a darker green here, but it did. So it picked up my brand. It was able to do that and ultimately create a really quick dashboard in almost no time at all.